Train the muscles, not the joints.
So welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to take you through a chest, back, and legs workout, and I am going to do a little bit of rear delts as well. And I'm also going to talk to you about the similarity between bodybuilding and just working through obstacles. So just sit back, drink that protein shake, eat that chicken breast, chew on that broccoli, and absorb what I got to say. See, I'm starting off with squats. That's one of the techniques that I use from time to time. I start off with the hardest movement and then I'll move into the easier movements, and I find chest and back is much easier to train than training legs. So I like to start with legs. If I'm going to do 3 big body parts all at once, it's important for you to note that I don't train like this all the time, but the odd time I do find that there's a tremendous amount of benefit for me to get a leg workout in with my other major muscle groups like chest and back. So one of the things you saw me doing there was some stretching. I don't usually show stretching in my videos because I don't do a lot of it, but I do some, and I do some foam rolling as well. Okay, so those of you guys that are just asking that question, I don't always show it, but I do some foam rolling, especially now that I'm at a gym that does have foam rollers. I mean, the other gym I was at didn't have any of that kind of stuff. It didn't have the fancy stuff like straight bars, you know, because all the bars were bent and whatever. But hey, you know what? We're bodybuilders, right? We deal with obstacles as they come up, and we make do with whatever is before us. Okay, so really what I wanted to talk to you about today as I train this chest, back, and legs workout is that obstacles are a part of life, but they're also a part of bodybuilding. And really what you're doing when you're training, you know, no matter what type of lifting of weights you're doing, I mean, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's powerlifting, whatever it might be, you're still dealing with an obstacle. And that obstacle might be the weight is too heavy, or that obstacle might be you don't have time to train, or that obstacle might be that you are struggling with your eating or your nutrition. But these are all obstacles. And I find that some people I run into, they approach bodybuilding or lifting weights with a perfectionist point of view, and they don't look at it like an obstacle is a good thing. What I'm trying to say is that the strength of your muscles and the way your physique looks is a side effect or a byproduct of your ability to overcome obstacles over time. What I find to be helpful is to look at all aspects of the training to be part of the process. And this includes getting to the gym. This includes setting up your meals. This includes getting a job in order to be able to afford a gym membership. All of these things are obstacles that are in between you and your goals. And I think a lot of people just micromanage the smaller obstacles, such as the gym workouts or maybe the reps and sets. But the fact is that what you are building is your ability to overcome all obstacles by having a goal like bodybuilding. It's not just the weight that's the biggest obstacle. Sometimes it's your meals, sometimes it's your discipline, sometimes it's just finding time to train. All of these things are part of the process that you must overcome in order to be an elite athlete of any kind. I guess what I'm really trying to say is that bodybuilding or weight training or fitness of any kind can be a metaphor for a greater way of thinking about your life and the problems that inevitably come up. So when you overcome the weight on the bar, when you lift a certain amount of weight, or you go deep into that pain of reps and you're like, I got 20 reps last time and now I'm going to get 21, and you go through that pain and go through that overwhelming, painful obstacle in order to get 21 reps, this is a certain amount of problem solving or obstacle breaking power that you are growing that you can apply to any other aspect of your life. It's not just weight training. It's not just you learning how to lift the weight and then that's it. You can actually apply this exact same attitude towards anything that you approach in your life outside the gym as well.
175.
So you might be asking yourself, why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about this metaphor between life and bodybuilding? Well, I find that it's easier for people to get motivated for the gym if they actually look at what the real obstacles are before them instead of just looking at the gym. Because so many people struggle with the gym not because of the gym being a problem, but because they let other obstacles in their life get in the way, and that is what's preventing them from getting in shape, or that's what's preventing them from obtaining their goals. So you have to understand that bodybuilding is almost like a reflection or an expression of a number of different choices and a number of different obstacles that you have overcome long before you get to the gym.
You're probably asking yourself, Jason, how did that happen? How did you get 11 reps on that set? You got 10 reps the first set, 9 reps the second, now you get 11. Well, I took an extra long rest in between the second and third set. Also, I started changing my groove a little bit, so I touched a little bit lower on my sternum on this one, so like so that you perfect the groove. So that's why multiple sets sometimes are great, because you can hone that coordination, right? Okay, I'm just gonna do one more set of 225 just to pump it out. The reason why I do this, sometimes I do an extra set or so for chest. You know why? Because it's my weaker link, I'm trying to bring that up. So yeah, I'm not really one of those guys that's like chest and bicep obsessed, but at the same time I do more chest because, hey, that's what I gotta bring up, right? So.
So after bench press, I went over to pull downs, and there are a number of different attachments at Murph's gym that I like, and Kyle, actually the owner, just walked in with a different attachment the other day, so he's got all these different attachments that are kind of neat to play around with, different angles and different ways to have your grip on the bar. That way you can always hit different parts of the back or just activate different areas, so it's kind of fun to experiment with that. And really what I'm trying to do here is just get a good pump. I'm just wanting to stretch those lats out and get a really good pump in there. I'm not necessarily going for heavy weight today, and as you guys know, I like to mix the reps up. I don't always stay with high reps or low reps. I mix it up all the time, so you want to get those different muscle fibers going, and like I've said before, different rep ranges, you will hit different muscle groups in that same movement. So if I go super heavy on a lat pull down, it's probably going to be more dominant in some muscles than others. You know, some people, if they go too heavy, they actually notice they feel more arms, because it just depends on how their technique is and how much of a groove or a mind muscle connection they've developed over the years. So for me, I like to mix the reps up, because just by accident I start to hit many different muscles that are in the same movement or that are being used in the exact same compound movement. Now here I'm in and out of focus. That's the camera. I don't have a cameraman with me. You guys want to be my cameraman? Which one of you wants to volunteer for that? But anyway, I'm just doing this stuff on my own here late at night. There's only one other guy in the gym, actually. The Smurf's gym is just awesome. It's like, it feels like it's my own gym. Kyle, I think I'm going to tell Kyle it's my gym. Murph's gym's my gym now. It's my gym. It feels like it's my gym. I'm just there by myself, so it must be my gym. Yeah, it's mine. Yeah, I own it now. Thanks, Kyle. That was really nice of you to give me your gym like that. Thanks. Cool. Now this looks just like a standard lat pull down, but I assure you this is burning like crazy, because when you do heavy days and then you go to do light days, it's amazing the different texture of a pump and a burn that you get. So that's why I really like to mix those reps up. So people are always asking me every day, I get the same questions over and over again. Like somebody that comes on the channel for the first time, they haven't asked a question before, and they're saying, how many reps should you do, or how many sets should you do? And I'm like, you should do all of them, all different variations. You should do different programs and stuff, and sometimes you do different ranges of motion. Like, I'm not married to any one range of motion, except for don't do the range of motion that hurts you. That's important. Don't do that. That's definitely something I don't recommend. But the bottom line is you do want to hit different muscle groups in different ways, and you want to hit with different angles. You sometimes want to stretch that muscle group out. You do want to stretch the muscles, just not the joints, that's all. But I love this movement. I'm just doing lots of reps because when I do a lot of reps, I get that blood flow in there, and it seems to hit just different areas than if I go super heavy. So I decided to finish my workout off with some rear delts. You can never get enough rear delts. Rear delts are great. I like using the machine. I like doing bend over lateral raises for rear delts. And I also like to do incline lateral raises for rear delts. So you're laying your chest on an incline bench and it's lowered almost all the way, and then you do some lateral raises. So that prevents the lower back from hitting failure long before the delts do, because sometimes your lower back gets tired out when you're doing some heavier dumbbells, when you're doing bend over lateral. So sometimes I find that can be the weak link in the exercise, and you want to make sure that your rear delts are actually hitting as close to failure as possible, at least when you're doing some high reps anyway. So I decided to do this machine today because I just wanted to get a real quick pump, and because it's constant tension, you also notice that the tension when I lower the weight is also the same on the muscle, so it's got a different torque curve than using dumbbells. So I like to kind of mix that up too, right? So it's good to use cables and dumbbells. Long story short, that's what I'm saying. Okay, great. Now you understand what I'm saying. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope this video helped you out. And just so you guys know, I have some art and photography on Fine Art America, so you guys might want to check that out. The link is down below. And if you need to get hold of me, just go to naturallandbodybuilding.com, and take care for now.